करने का, हॉरिजॉन्टल करने का था।
मेरे वीडियो ना मेरे
नहीं
हाँ तू क्यों भी
ರೊಟೇಟ್
ಅದು ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೇಟ್ ಬೇಡ
ನಾನು ಹಾಕಿರೋದು ನಾವು ಕಬ್ಬ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೂಡ ಮರ್ಲಿ ಹಟ್ಟು ಬೇಡ ಮಾರಿ
ನಿಕ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೇವೆ
ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ಟ್ರೈ ಮಾಡಿದೆ
ಈಗಾಯ್ತು ಹತ್ರ ಬಂದು ನಿಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಅದೇ ಮಾಡಿದೆ ಈಗ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ನಿನ್ಗೆ ನಾನ್ ಬೇಕು
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಲೈವ್ ಆನ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ನೋಡಿ
ನಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಚಾರ್ಜ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ನೋಡಿ ನೀನು ನಾ ಬಿಡ್ತಿ ಹುಡು ನಿಕ್ರೆ ನಾಕ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ತೇನೆ ನೀನು ಎಂತ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಇದೆ ಸರ್
ಅಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾನೆ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ಲಿ
ಬಿಸ್ಮಿಲ್ಲಾಹಿರ್ ರಹಮಾನಿರ್ ರಹೀಮ್ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಮ್ಯಾನ್
ಆಯ್ತು ಬಿಡು
ನಾನು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಲ್ತೇನೆ ನೀವು
ಎಂತ ಬರುದಿಲ್ಲ
ನನಗೆ ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಓಡನ್ಲ ಇದಾ
ನಿಮ್ಮದ್ರಲ್ಲಿ ಸೌಂಟು
ಕಾಲಕ್ಕಂಟ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬ್ರೋ ಅರ್ಧ ನೋ ಕೊರ್ಲರ್ತಿಲ್ಲಿ ಲೈವ್ ಆ್ಯಂಡ್ ಉಂಟು ಈ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅವಲ್ಲಿ
ನೈಮ್ ಇನ್ವೈಟೆಡ್ ಟು
ಬರ್ತೀನಿ ನಿಕ್ಕರ್ ನನ್ನ ಕರ್ತರಿ ಚಾವಡೆ ಹೊರ್ತವೆ ದಿಕ್ಕೋಡು ಕಾಲೇಜ್ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಹಾಕೋಡು ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಎಂದೂ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ ಬಾ ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಔಟ್ಲ ಚೊಮ್ಮೆ ನಂಗೆ ಇದು ಉಂಟು ಈ ಪಿಚ್ ಬರ್ನರ್ ಸರ್ ಲೋಗು ದಿಕ್ಕಿಲ್ಲ मस्त वाले लाइट्स कैमरा एक्शन ಇದಲ್ಲ ನೈಮು ನೈಮ್ ಕೈಲಿ ಪಿಡ್ತೆ ಹಾಕಟ್ಟ ಕೈಲಿ ಪಿಡ್ಚಿತೆ ಹಾಕ ಇದಲ್ಲ ನೋಕು ಇದ ಕೂಡ ಎಂಟೈಗರ್ ಸೂಡೆ ಪಿಚ್ ಬರ್ನರ್ ಸೌಡೆ
ನೀ ಬೇಜಾರು ಹಾಕ ನೀ ಚಾರ್ಜಿಂದ ಬಂದ ನೀ ಪವರ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ತಂದೆ ಕೈಲಿ ಬಿಡ್ಸಿ ಹಾಕ
ಓಕೆ ಇದಾರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್
ಇದು ಗಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ ಲೂಸ್ ಉಂಟು ಫಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಆ ಕೊಕ್ಕಿ
ಜಸ್ಸರ್ ಹಿಂಗನ ಹಾಕಿ ಜಸ್ಸರ್ ಡ್ಯಾನಿ ಫರಾನಿ
ನಿಬಿಡು ರಾಜು ಪ್ಲೀಸ್
ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್
ಅದೇ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ನೋಕಿ ಇದಾಕಿ ಒಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಹೆಲ್ಪ್ ಹಾಕಿ ಒಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
ಎಲ್ಲರ ನಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾರ ಇಡಲ್ಲ ಬಾವ ಲೈವ್ ಬಂತು ಎಲ್ಲರ ನಕ್ಕೆ ಪಾರ ಇಡೋದು
ಅವನು ಜನ್ಮಕ್ಕೆ ಒಲ್ಲ
ಬೇಗ ಪೊಸಿಷನ್ ಸೆಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ತಾರೆ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಡಿಲ್ಲ ಫರಾನಿ ಮುಂದೆ ದಿನ ಉಡನಿಕ್ಕ ನಾನು ಉಡನಿಕ್ಕ ಆರು ಕೇಕಿಲ್ಲ ಜಾಕೆಟ್ ಮಾತಾ ಅಪ್ಪ ಡೌಟ್ ಬಂದು ನಾಕ್ಸ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಯು.
ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕನ್ಸರ್ಟ್ ತೆಗೆದುಕೊಂಡು ಇಟ್ಕೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ತಗೊಂಡು ಕಳಿಸ್ತೀವಿ ಪರವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದೇನಂತ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ
ಹಿಂಗೆ ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ಮನೆದಿಕ್ಕ ಕೀಳೇ ದೇವರು
ഇതിൽ ബള്ളി ಯಾಸಿ ಚೊಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ಸ್ ಉಂಡು ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಚೊಮ್ಮ ಲೇಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಲೈಫ್ ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ರಿಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಲೇಟ್ ಹಾಕಲ್ಲ ಚೊಮ್ಮ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಉಂಡ್ಲ ವಿಷಯ
ಅರೆ ಇದನ್ನ ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟೆನ್ಷನ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಇದು ಗಟ್ಟಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಸರ್ಚ್ ಅಂತ ನಿಕ್ಕೋ ಅಲ್ಲೇ
ಪೊಸಿಷನ್
ಇದೇ ಮೈಲ ರೌಂಡ್ ಉಂಡುಲ
ನಂಗೆ ಅಡ್ಡ ಬಂದ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ
ನಿಂಗೋಡ ನಿಕ್ಕರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬೇಡ
ನಂಗೆ ಆಯೋ ಇಲ್ಲದು ಅವ್ನು ಬೆಚ್ಚಿಬಿಟ್ಟ ಅವನು ಇನ್ನೇನು ಬಿಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ
ನಕ್ಕ ನಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಉಡಮೆ
You just started it.
ಲೈವ್ ಆನ್ ಇರ ಅವ್ನು ನೈಮೇಂದ್ರ ಹಾಕಿ
ಅವನಿದು ಚೆಲ್ಲ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದಿಂದ್ರ ಹಾಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ
ಅದಿದ್ರೆ
ಲೈವ್
ಇಷ್ಟ ಆಯ್ತು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಅದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್
ಇದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಾ
ಇದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲ
ಇದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್
ಇದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಾ ಸಬ್ಸ್ಕ್ರೈಬ್ ಹಾಕಿದ್ದಾರೆ ನೀವು ಚಾನಲ್
ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
ಹಾಕ ಬೇಕು ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ಬೇರೆ ಅದನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ನೀವು
ಇದು ಪಾಸ್ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡಲ್ ಹಬ್ಬ ಡೈಲಿ ಗಿಟ್ಟ ಒಲೆ ಹಾಕ್ರೆ
ಚೆಲ್ಲು ಎಂದಿರಲ್ಲ ಏನಿಲ್ಲ ಬೇರೆ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ ಏನೇ ಬೇಕು ഇവിടെ നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ഇല്ല പിന്നെ നെറ്റ് ഓണിലുണ്ട് നെറ്റ്വർക്ക് ഇല്ല ഇവിടെ ഇതായിട്ടല്ല
ഇതിപ്പോ വൈഫൈ ഉണ്ട്
You take form and you take form. They will give.
ಎಂದ್ರು
First round is take half of it.
ಎಂದ್ರು
ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಉಂಟು ಬೇರೆ ವೀಡಿಯೋ എടുക്കുക
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಕೌಂಟ್ ಪಾಸ್ವರ್ಡ್ ಇದೆ ಅವು ಹೋಗಿ ಇದೆ ಅಕೌಂಟಿಗೆ ವೈಫೈ ಅಲ್ಲ ಇದರ ವೈಫೈ ಅಲ್ಲ ತಂದೆ ಆದದೆ ಅದನ್ನ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ
ಇದು ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್
ಅಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಇದು ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ತುಂಬಾ ಕಮ್ಮ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ ಇಯರ್ಫೋನ್ ಆದಿ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಅಷ್ಟು ಸಂಪೈಕಲ್ಸ್ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಪೈಕಲ್ಸ್ ನಮ್ಮ ಆರ್ಡರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪೇಜ್ ಮಿಡಲ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಪರಾನೆ
2020 ಅಂತ ಹಾಕಿ ಬಿಡ್ತೇವೆ ತೆಗೆದು ಮೂರು ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ಒಟ್ಟಿಗೆ
ಬೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕುಲ್ಲ ಬೇ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಇದಲ್ಲ
നിങ്ങൾ വീഡിയോ ആവുന്നില്ല ക്യാൻ യു പ്ലീസ് സിറ്റ് ദേർ
ಐಕಾನ್ಸ್ ರಬಿಲಿಕುಂಬ ഒരു വീഡിയോ ಹಾಕರಲ್ಲ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ
ನೈಮಲ್ಲ ನೈಮ್
ഞാൻ ശരി you give it to
ಇಲ್ಲ ಈ ಉಪ್ಪಣ ಸರ್ ಗೊಬ್ಬರ
ಇವ್ರು ಸೋನಿ ಗೊಬ್ಬುದಲ್ಲೇ ಬರ್ಕೊಂಡು
ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಇತ್ತಂಡು ಗೊಬ್ಬರ ಇತ್ತು
ಲೈವ್
ಹಾಂ
ಹೆನ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕರ್ ಸೌಂಡ್ ಉಂಟು
ರೊಟೇಟ್ ದಿ ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಅಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
ಐಕನ್ಸ್ ಬಂಡ ನೈಮ್ ನೈಮ್
ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಪ್ರಸನ್ನ ಸರ್ ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ಇನ್ನು
ಅವಳು ಟೈಟನ್ಸ್
ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟೈಟನ್ಸ್ ಫುಲ್
ಇರ್ನೊಂದು
ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಇಪ್ಪರ ಬೈಲ ಸೂಡಬಲ್ಲ ರಜಿ
ಏನ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜರ್ಸ್ ಇಜ್ಜಿ ಸರ್
ಲೈಟ್ ಇಡ್ಲ ಇದೆ
ಹಾದ ಕೊಟ್ಟು ಎಲ್ಲ ನೀ ಹಿಟ್ಟ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಲೈವ್
ಬರ್ತುಂಟು ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮುಖ ಬರ್ತುಂಟು ಸರಿ ಎಂತಾದ್ರೂ ಹೇಳಿ ಸರ್ ಕೆಟ್ಟಾಕಿ ಕೈಲಿ ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ
ಐಕನ್ಸ್ ಬರುಮನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸೆಟ್ ಹಾಕಿ ತಡ್ಕರೆ ಎಂತೂ ಲೈವ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎಂದ
ಲ್ಯಾಗ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಲ್ಯಾಗ್ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡುವಾಗಿಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅದು ಫುಲ್ ಲ್ಯಾಗ್ 3 ಕ್ಯಾಮರಾ ಉಂಟು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಎಲ್ಲ ಲ್ಯಾಗ್ ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕಡೆ ಎಂತ ಮಾಡೋದು
ಮುಂದೆ ವಿಡಿಯೋ எடுக்கிறோம்
ಫೈರೋಜ್ರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೊಂಬ ನಾ ವಿಡಿಯೋ எடுக்கிறேன்
ಇಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲ
ಫೈರೋಜ್ರ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಕೊಂಬ
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹಾಕಿ ಮನ ವಿಡಿಯೋ ಹಾಕಿ ಅಲ್ಲ ಸೂರ್ ನಾನು ವೈಡ್ ಬೋಲ್ಡ್ ನೋಕು ಐಕಾನ್ಸ್ ಬರಂಡಲ್ಲ ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಕವರ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ வீடியோ எடுக்கிறது எவ்வளோ போயல
அவனோட வீடியோ பாட்டுறதுக்கு எடிட்டுக்கு ಎಂತ ಮಾಡೋದು ಹಾಂ
ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂದ ಅಡಿಸಬೇಡಿ
ಅಲ್ಲಾಡ್ಸಿಲ್ಲ
ಅಲ್ಲ ಅಷ್ಟಿದ್ದಾನೆ ನಾನು ನೋಡಿದ್ದೇನೆ.
ಸರ್ ಮುಖ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದು
ಮುಖ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಅದೇ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್ ಹೇಳ್ತಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಕಾಲ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಯಾರು ಮುಖ ತೋರಿಸ್ತಿರೋದು
ಎರಡು ಹತ್ತು ಸರ್ ನಾನು ಇದು ಸಬಾಯ್ಕ
ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಮೀಡಿಯಾ ಸರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಆಗ್ತುಂಟಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ಸ್ಟಾಗ್ರಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು
ಐದು ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮೈಕ್ ಮೈಕ್
ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಉಂಟು
ಚಲೋ ಉಂಟಾ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಒರೆಸ್ಬೇಕಾ ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಬೇಡಲ್ಲ ಬೇಕಾದರೂ ಬೇಡ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್
ಇಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರು ಬರೋ ತನಕ ಹೀಗೆ
ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ ಕವರ್ ಆಗ್ತಾರೆ
ನಾನು ಮಾಡುವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ.
ವಯರ್ ಬಿಡ್ತೀನಿ
ಕ್ಯಾಮ್ರಾ ಲೆಂತ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಎಂತದ್ದು ಎಲ್ಲ
As we are going to start the auction here, I would like to call upon the icons of the various teams. So, first of all, I would like to call the team as the Young Power Hitters. Icon, please come to the stage. Yeah, second will be the Pitch Burners, and then comes Young Commandos.
Pyros.
Here comes the Young Challengers. Next with Young Super Kings. I would like to call Young Strikers and Young Tigers. Then forwarded with Young Royals with Young Superstars and Young Tigers. Please take your seats and be ready for the auctions. Thank you.
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ
ಇದಿಲ್ಲ ಇದಿಲ್ಲ
ಬೇರೆ ಫೋನ್ ಇದೆ
Okay, have everyone seated? Can I say yes? Okay. A very good afternoon to everyone gathered here.
ಹೆಸರು ಕಟ್ತಾರೆ
I'd like to welcome our professors of various departments and the icons of the teams and our organizing committee. And thank you for this auction, attending this auction. And I would like my sincere gratitude and welcoming you all to this auction. And I would like to call first of all I would like to set the rules for this auction. Auction format will be there will be 14 rounds with each team buying one player per round. Okay, every team will have chance to buy only one player in a single presentation. There will be total of 10 players in single presentation. You can only buy only one player. Okay, no extra buying extra players. And there will be totally of 15 players per team. This all players will be 20. And increment will be 10 points per team. And the team must maintain minimum balance after each auction. Okay. All participants are icon player must maintain discipline during the auction. No vulgar comments or any other features comments. You should only speak English. No using other regional languages. Okay.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಚೇಂಜ್ ಆಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಎಂತ ಇಡಬೇಕಂತೆ, ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಇಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳಿ ಮ್ಯಾಮ್, ಅದು ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಹೇಳಿ.
exchange their players at any cost. The final players
ಹೌದೌದು ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಆಗುದು, ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ.
the final. Okay, no
ಲಾಕ್, ಮೊಬೈಲ್ ಲಾಕ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ.
players after the auctions. Okay, now I will call Yasir for the future auction.
Once again, good afternoon, guys. All have seen that points, right? There will be 260 points as well as 240. It will be reducing like 20. You have to maintain 260 when you are
Entava?
setting. Okay, everyone understood, right? Okay, let's go for auction.
ಅದೆಂತ
First, the auction will be starting for the
ವರ್ಟಿಕಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಹಾಗೇನೆ ಆಗುದು, ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಆಗುದಿಲ್ಲ.
Sumant, batsman, batting style, right hand, base price is 20. Anyone? Get strikers, 20. Anyone? And commanders, and super kings for 40. Anyone? And strikers for 50. Anyone? And super kings for 60. And strikers for 70. Anyone? And super kings for 80. Anyone? And strikers for 90. Thank you. And super kings for 100. And strikers for 110. Anyone? And royals for 110. Young super kings 120. Anyone? Young strikers 130. Young super kings 140. Anyone guys? 140. 150 and strikers. Sumant. Anyone? And super kings 160. Anyone? Young strikers 170. And 170 and strikers. Anyone guys? 170 for 1, 170 for 2, 170 for 3 for young strikers. Sumant, 170. Samarth V, bowling style, pace bowling, base price 20. Anyone? Samarth V. And power hitters for 20. And challengers for 40. And challengers for 40. Anyone? And super and commandos. And commandos for 50. And challengers for 60. Anyone? And royals for 70. Anyone? And commandos for 80. And challengers for 90. And royals for 100. Anyone guys? And challenges for 110. Thank you. And commandos 120. And royals 130. Anyone? And challenges for 120. And challenges for 120. Anyone? And royals for 130. And challenges for 140. And royals for 150. And royals for 150. And challenges for 160. Thank you. And challenges 160. 170 and royals. Hello. And royals for 160. And royals for 161. And royals for 162. And then challenges. Thank you. And challenges for 170. Anyone? Guys, anyone? And royals for 180. And royals for 180. And royals for 181. And royals for 182. And royals for 183. And royals 180. Someone. Just make sure that you are having only 1,000 points. You have to see that also. Okay. Next boss is batsman. Batting style right hand. Base price 20. That's base price 20. Anyone? Bossy. And Super Kings for 20. And Commandos for 30. And Super Kings for 40. And so Commandos for 50. Anyone guess? And Super Kings for 60. And Super Kings for 60. And Super Kings and Commandos for 70. And Super Kings for 80. And Super Kings for 80. Thank you. And Super Kings. Anyone guess? And Commandos for 80. And Super Kings for 90. And Super Kings for 90 once. And Commandos for 2. And Commandos 100. And Super Kings for 110. Anyone guess? And Super Kings and Commandos 120. And Super Kings 130. And Super Kings 1. And Super Kings. And Super Kings for 130. And Super Kings and Super Kings for 140. And Super Kings for 141. And Super Kings for 142. And Commandos 150. And Super Kings for 160. Thank you. And Super Kings. Anyone? And Super Kings for 1. And Super Kings for 162. And Super Kings 160 for 3. And Super Kings sold out. 170. Also, we have the batsman, batting style, right hand, best price 20. Yes, pitch burners 20. Anyone? And Commandos 30. And pitch burners 40. And Commandos 50. Yeah, pitch burners 60. And Commandos 70. And pitch burners 80. And challenges for 90. And Commandos for 100. Thank you, and Commandos. And pitch burners for 110. And Commandos for 120. And pitch burners for 130. And Commandos for 140. And pitch burners for 150. And Commandos for 160. And pitch burners for 170. And Commandos for 180. And pitch burners 190. Thank you. And Commandos for 200. And pitch burners 110. Thank you, and pitch burners. 210. And pitch burners and Commandos 220. And pitch burners 230. And pitch burners 231. And pitch burners 220, 232. And pitch burners 233. Sold out for and pitch burners 230. Srijit, batsman, batting style, right hand, best price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? And Commandos for 20. And Commandos for 20. And Super Haters for 30. And Super Haters for 30. And Commandos for 40. And Super Haters for 50. And Commandos for 60. And Super Haters 70. And Commandos 70, 80. And Power Haters for 90. And Commandos for 100. And Commandos for 100. And Commandos 1. And Commandos for 102. And Power Haters 110. And Commandos 120. And Commandos 121. And Commandos 122. And Commandos 123. Sold up for and Commandos for 130. Tony Alex, batsman, batting style, right hand, best price 20. Anyone guess? And Power Hitters for 20. Thank you, and Power Hitters. Anyone guess? And Titans 30. And Titans 30. And Power Hitters for Tony 40. Anyone guess? 40. And Titans. And Power Hitters for 50. And Titans for 60. And Power Hitters for 70. Anyone guess? Anyone? And Titans for 80. And Titans for 80. And Titans for 81. And Power Hitters for 90. Anyone guess? Anyone? And Power Hitters for 80. Anyone? And Titans for 100. No, sorry. and Titans for 100, and Titans for 100, and Power Hectors for 110, and Power Hectors for 110, and Power Hectors for 1, and Titans for 120, and Power Hectors for 130, and Power Hectors, and Titans for 130. Thank you, and Power Hectors, and Titans. Thank you. And Power Hectors for 140, and Power Hectors for 40, and Power Hectors for 1, and Titans 150. Thank you, and Titans. And Titans 150, 1, and Titans 150, and Power Hectors 160. Thank you, and Power Hectors 160, and Power Hectors 161, and Power Hectors 160, and Titans. Thank you 170, and Titans for 170, and 180, and Power Hectors. Anyone guess? And Power Hectors 180, 1, and Power Hectors 2, and Power Hectors 3. Sorry. And Titans 190, and Titans 190, and Power Hectors for 200, and Power Hectors for 200, 1, and Power Hectors for 202, and Power Hectors for 3. Shoulder for and Power Hectors 200. I'll be a batsman, batting style, right hand, best price 20. Anyone else, please. And Titans 20, and Titans 20, and challenges 30, and challenges 30, and challenges 30. Anyone else? And challenges 31, and challenges, and Titans 40, and challenges 50, and Titans 60, and challenges 70, and challenges 70, and Titans 80, and challenges 90, and Titans 100, and Titans 101, and challenges 110. Thank you, and challenges 110, and Titans 120, and Titans for 180, 120, 130, and challenges 130, and Titans 140, and Titans for 140, and challenges for 150, and challenges for 150, and challenges for 151, and Titans 160, 160, and challenges 170, and challenges 171, and Titans 180, and Titans 180, 1, and challenges 190, and challenges 191, and challenges 192, and challenges 193. Shoulder for and challenges for 180, 190, 190. Sumuka MS, batsman, batting side, right hand, best price 20. Best price 20. Anyone else? And Titans for 20. And Titans for 20. Sumuka MS, best price 20. Anyone else? And Titans for 20. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 31, and Tigers for 130, 30, and Tigers for 30. Anyone else? And Tigers for 31, and Tigers for 32, then 30 for and Tigers. Shoulder for and Tigers for 30. Just feed, batsman, batting style, right hand, best price 20, and superstars for 20, and superstar for 21, and superstar for 22, and superstar for 23, thank you guys, and superstars for 20, Mohammad Toy, all-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, pace, 20, anyone guys, 20, base price 20, 20, anyone guys, 20, Mohammad Toy, all-rounder, anyone guys, that's all.
ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡ್ ಐತಿಲ್ಲ ಐದು 3-4 ಆಯ್ತು
ಒಕ್ಕಲ ಅದು ಕಾಡ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ನಿಮಗೆ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ ಕಾಡ್ತಾ ಉಂಟು ಅದು ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಏರಿಯಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅವನು ಫ್ರೀ ತಗೊಂಡಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ನು ಏರಿಯಾ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಬೇಸ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲ ಅದು ಅದೇ ತರ ಇದ್ದದ್ದು ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಗೆ ತೋರಿಸಿದಲ್ಲ
ರೂಲ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಕಾಟ್ತಾರೆ
ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಕಾಟ್ರು ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕಾಟ್ರು ಫಸ್ಟ್
Guys, please note, there is a information that everyone what I
ಬಿಟ್ಟೆ ಎಲ್ಲ
for R2 session, we will show all the players at the beginning. Okay, you need to see that the last whoever remains unsold, we will give for base price. Okay, R2 unsold.
से कैसे करने अभी बरो सैफ चेक कर
अरे योग है भाई सो योग
फर्स्ट ईयर ಬಂತು
ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಇಯರ್
ಬಣ್ಣ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಡ್ಡ ಹೆಂಗ ಅಡ್ಡ
ಒನ್
ಫಿರಾಕ್ ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಟರ್ನ್ ರೊಟೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅದು
All set?
ಫ್ರಂಟ್ ಕ್ಯಾಮೆರಾ
R2, please see guys. R2.
मैं तब भी गया अभी
ಲೈವ್ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಅಷ್ಟೇ
ये उसमें चेक कर भाई
After this man, all rounder, batting strike, right hand, bowling strike, spin bowling, base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone guys? Anyone? Answer. Mohammad Arfan, all rounder, batting strike, right hand, bowling strike, base bowling, base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? Answer. And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 21. And Tigers for 22. And Tigers for 23. Sold for and Tigers 20. Shivkumar Dharma. All-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, base bowling, base plus 20. Anyone guys? Anyone interested? Answer. Abdul Bashir, all-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, base bowling, base plus 20. Anyone guys? Anyone guys? Mohammad Safwan. all-rounder, batting style right hand, bowling style pace bowling, base plus 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? Anyone? Answer. Anish Bhai, all-rounder, batting style right hand, bowling style pace bowling, base plus 20. Anyone? Anyone guys? Anyone? Answer. Hitesh B, all-rounder, batting style left hand, bowling style pace bowling, base plus 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? And power hitters for 20, and power hitters, and pitch burners for 30, and pitch burners for 30, and strikers for 40, thank you,
Ken Royals.
and strikers for 40, and pitch burners for 50, and Royals for 60, and Royals for 60, and strikers for 60, and power hitters for 70, and Royals for 80, and Royals for 80, and Royals for 81, and power hitters for 90, and Royals for 100, and Royals for 100, and power hitters for 110, and Royals for 150, and Royals for 120, and strikers for 130, thank you, and strikers 130, and strikers for 130, and strikers for 131, and power hitters for 140, and power hitters for 140, and power hitters for 140, and strikers for 150, thank you, and strikers for 150, and power hitters for 160, and power hitters for 160, and power hitters for 161, and Royals for 170, and power hitters for 180, and power hitters for 180, and power hitters for 182, and superstars for 130, 190, and Royals for 200. Thank you, and Royals for 201, and 210, and superstars for 210, 1, and superstar 210. Hitters for 220. Thank you, and so power hitters, and power hitters for 20, and power hitters for 221, and power hitters for 222, and superstars for 230, and superstars for 231, and superstars for 232, and power hitters 244, and power hitters, for 241, and power hitters for 242, and superstars for 250, two superstars for 250, and superstars 2, and power hitters for 260, and power hitters for 260, 264, and power hitters for 1, and superstars for 260, and superstars for 260, 261, 262, 263, and power hitters for 270, 270, and power hitters 270, and power hitters 1, and power hitters 2, and power hitters 3, 270, 204, and power hitters. Which all-rounder, batting style right hand, bowling style pace bowling, base price 20, and 1 guys. And Royals for 20, and Royals, and Super Kings for, and Super Kings for 30, and strikers for 40, and strikers for 40, and strikers for, and Super Kings for 50, and Super Kings for 50, and Royals for 60, and Royals for 60, and Super Kings for 70, and Royals for 80, and Royals for 80, and strikers for 90, and commanders for 100, and Royals for 110, and Royals for 110, and strikers for 120, and commandos, thank you, and commandos 120, and Royals for 130, and strikers for 140, and strikers for 40, and Royals for 150, and Royals, and commandos 160, and Royals for 170, and commandos 180, and Royals for 190, and Royals for 1, and commandos 200, thank you, and Royals for 210, and Royals for 210, and commandos 220, and commandos 230, and Royals 230, and Royals, and commandos 240, and commandos 240, commando, and pitch burners 240, and commandos 250, and commandos, and pitch burners, and titans for 260, and commandos for 270, and commandos for 270, and titans for 280, and commandos for 290, 294, and commandos 1, and commandos 294, and titans 300, and Commandos to 310, 310 310 and Commandos, and Titans for 320, 324 and Titans, and Commandos 330, and Commandos 331, and Commandos and Titans for 340, 344 and Titans 1, and Commandos 350, and Commandos 351, and Commandos 352, and Commandos for 360, and Titans for 360, and Titans for 361, and Titans and Super Kings for 370, and Super Kings, and Commandos for 380, and Commandos for 381, and Commandos for 382, and Super Kings for 390, and Super Kings for 391, and Super Kings for 391, and Super Kings for 390, and Titans for 400, and Titans for 400, and Titans for 401, and Titans for 402, and Titans for 403. Soldier for and Titans 403. Irfan, all-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, base bowling, base price 20. Anyone guys, base price 20. Anyone? Aman Ibrahim, all-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, spin bowling, base price 20. Base price 20. Aman Ibrahim, base price 20. Base price 20. And pitch runners, base price 20. Okay, that since in first round we had only one remaining player, right? So we gave to one team. Now in other round we will put 6. So you need no need to take points. Okay, you will be having that points. For 3, R3, guys, please see.
ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೆ 20 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಯಾರೆಲ್ಲ ತೆಗಿಲಿಲ್ಲ ಅವರಿಗೆಲ್ಲ 20 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಸರ್. ಆಟುವಲ್ಲಿ ಬರ್ತದೆ ಅಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ
Guys, sorry for inconvenience. Let's see. Now again we will play that unsold players. So everyone will having now 20 points. Right. You can pick now, or else we will put chits for them. Okay. Again, Aman Ibrahim, all-rounder, batting style, right hand, bowling style, spin bowling. Anyone guys? Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Irfan D, all-rounder. Anyone guys? Anyone guys? 20. Anyone? And strikers for 20. Thank you. And strikers. And strikers for 20. And strikers for 20. And Raj for 30. And Raj for 30. And strikers for 40. And strikers for and Raj for 50. And Raj for 50. And Raj for 51. And Raj for 52. And Raj for 50. And strikers for 60. And strikers for 60. And Royals for 70. And Commanders for 80. And Commanders for 80. And Royals for 90. And Royals for 90. and Royals for 91, and Royals for 92, and Royals for 93. Sold out for and Royals for 90. Anish, all-rounder. Base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone 20. Anyone 20. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Super Kings for 23. Sold out for and Super Kings 20. Mohammad Safwan, base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? And Superstar for 20. And Challenge for 30. And Challenge and Superstar for 40. And Challenge for 50. And Superstar for 60. And Superstar for 60. And Superstar for 60. And Challenger for 70. And Challenger for 71. And Superstar for 80. And Superstar for 80. And Superstar for 80. And Superstar for 81. And Superstar for 82. And Superstar for 83. Sold it for and Superstar for 80. Abdul Bashi, all-rounder. For 20, base plus 20. Anyone plus? Anyone for 20? Anyone plus? And strikers for 20. Thank you, and strikers. And strikers for 21. And strikers for 22. And strikers for 23. Sold it for and strikers for 20. Shivkumar Gama, base plus 20. Anyone plus? Anyone plus? Anyone 20. Answer. Afif Ismail, anyone guys 20. Anyone guys 20 for 20. And Commanders for 20. And Commanders for 20. Afif. And Commanders for 21. And Commanders 22. And Commanders 23. Sold it for and Commanders 20.
Form. Commando. Commando.
Challengers and pitch burners.
Challengers and pitch burners, please come to
Challengers and pitch burners. Pitch burner. Virus.
Please
Cheat
come
over.
first. Challenges and pitch burners. Aman for and challenges. Aman for and challenges.
At 2020. Next round 3.
R3, guys, please note down.
Yes.
R3.
There is
20 points. I'll display there. You can check there, okay?
R3, guys, please.
ಅದಲ್ಲ
Guys, have you saw? Okay. Mohammad Ifas, all-rounder, batting style right hand, bowling style face bowling, base press 20. Anyone guys 20? Anyone guys 20?
Strikers. Next.
Mohammad Ifras, base price 20. Anyone guys? Base price 20. Anyone? Answer.
ಶಿವನ್ ಅಮ್ಮನ್ ನೋಡ್ರಿ
Mohammad Rahil Anis, all-rounder, batting side, right hand, bowling side, spin bowling, base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? Anyone? Base price 20. Answer. Shreyas SM, all-rounder, base price 20. And power hitters for 20. And power hitters for 20. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And power hitters for 40. And strikers for 50. And strikers for 50. And strikers for 51. And strikers for 52. And strikers for 53. Sold out for and strikers 50.
ಎಲ್ಲಿ ಅದೇ ಶ್ರೇಯಸ್ ಎಸ್ ಅಮಡ ಅಂಡ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರೈಕರ್
Ahmad Azhar, all-rounder, base price 20. Base price 20. Anyone guys? Base price 20. Anyone? Answer.
ಅನ್ಸಲ್ ಏ
Karthik PS, all-rounder. And Titans. And Titans for 20. Thank you. And Titans. And Titans. And Titans. And Titans for 20. And Titans for 21. And Titans for 22. And Titans for 23. Sold out for and Titans 20. Karthik PS, all-rounder, base price 20. Anyone else? And power hitters for 20. And power hitters for 21. And power hitters for 22. And power hitters for 22. And power hitters for 23. Sold out for and power hitters 30. Sorry, 20. 20. 20. And power hitters for 20. So on, all-rounder, base price 20. Anyone else? 20. And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 20. And Commanders for 30. Thank you. And Commanders for 30. And Commanders for 31. And Commanders for 20. 33. 2. And Commanders for 33. Sold out for and Commanders 30. Abdul Razi, all-rounder, base price 20. Anyone guys? And pitch burners for 20. And pitch burners for 21. And pitch burners for 22. And pitch burners for 23. Sold out for and pitch burners for 20.
ಅಬ್ದುಲ್ ರಾಜಿ
And pitch burners. Mohammad Sami, base price 20. And Superstar for 20. And Superstar for 20. And Superstar for 21. And Superstars for 22. And Super Kings for 30. And Superstars for 40. And Superstars for 40. And Super Kings for 50. And Superstar for 60. And Superstar for 60. Thank you. And Superstars. And Superstar for 60. And Super Kings for 70. And Super Kings for 70. And Super Kings for 71. And Superstar for 80. And Superstar for 80. 81. 82. And Superstar for 83. Sold out for and Superstars 80. Mohammad Shaheen, all-rounder, base price 20. Anyone guys? Anyone? Anyone for 20? Answer.
ಅನ್ಸೋಲ್ಡ
Mohammad Hussain. Mohammad Hussain for 20. Mohammad Hussain for 20. And Superstar and Super Kings. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Tigers. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Super Kings for 23. Sold out for and Super Kings at 20. Unsold again with base point.
Super Kings, huh?
ಅವನು ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ
Mohammad Shaheen, all-rounder 20. Mohammad Shaheen, all-rounder 20 for 1. And challengers for 20. And challengers for 21. And challengers for 22. And challengers for 23. Sold out for and challengers for 20.
ಸಾಂಗಲ್ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಇರಲ್ಲ
Mohammad Rahil Anis for 20. Mohammad Rahil for Anis for 20. Mohammad Rahil Anis for 20. Unsold.
இப்போ ஏன்னா
Mohammad Ifaz for N Tigers for 20, N Tigers for 20, N Tigers for 20, N Tigers for 21, N Tigers for 22, N Tigers for 23, sold for N Tigers for 20.
ರಾಯಲ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ರಾಯಲ್
R3, R4.
ಅಲ್ಲ ರಾಯಲ್ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ರಾಯಲ್ಸ್
R4.
Sayyid Saif.
R4 guys. Guys, please maintain silence, please. Sound going on live, please silence. Sujit, all-rounder, base price 20, N1 guys. And Super Kings for 20. Thank you, and Super Kings. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Super Kings for 23. Sold out for and Super Kings for 20. Sujit. Mohammad Ryan, all-rounder, base price 20, N1 guys. And even 20. I'm sorry. Mohammad Ishaq, all-rounder, base price 20. Empower for 20. Thank you, Empower 20. 20. 20 for Empower 1. Empower for 22. Empower for 23. Sold for Empower for 20. Mohammad Ishaq. Next. Shodan DK, all-rounder, base price 20. Anyone guys? 20. 20. 20. And strikers for 20. Thank you, and strikers for 20. And strikers for 20. And Royals for 30. And Royals for 31. And Royals for 32. And strikers for 20. 30. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 31. And strikers for 32. And Royals for 40. And Royals for 40. And Royals for 40. And Royals for 41. And strikers for 51. And strikers for 51. And strikers for 52. And strikers for, and Royals for 60. And Royals for 60. And Royals for 61. And Royals for 62. And Royals for 63. Sold for and Royals 60. Showing power. All-rounder, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone, yes. Anyone for 20. I'm sorry. And challenges for 20. And challenges for 20. Showing. And challenges for 20. And commanders for 30. And commanders for 31. And challenges for 40. And challenges for 40. And commanders for 50. And commanders and challenges for 60. And challenges for 60. And challenges for 60. And challenges for 61. And challenges for and commanders for 70. And commanders for 71. And commanders for 72. And commanders for 73. Solar for and commanders for 70. Chetan A.Y. All-rounder. Base price 20. Anyone? And strikers for 20. And tigers for 30. And tigers for 30. And challengers for 40. And strikers for 50. And strikers for 50. And tigers for 60. And tigers for 60. Thank you, and tigers. And tigers 60. And 60. 60. 64 and tigers. And striker for 70. And striker and Tigers for 80, and Tigers for 80, and Strikers for 90, and Strikers for, and Tigers for 100, and Tigers for 100, and Tigers for 101, and Tigers for 102, and Tigers for 103, sold for and Tigers for 100. Ramesh T, all-rounder, batting center right hand, base plus 20, base plus 20, base plus 20, unsold. Unsold. Mohammad Sarfraz, all-rounder, base plus 20. And pitch burners for 20. And pitch burners for 21. And pitch burners for 22. And pitch burners. And pitch burners for 2. And pitch burners for 3. Solder for and pitch burner. And Titans for 30. And
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ಸೋಲ್ಡ್ ಉಂಟು
And Titans for 30. And pitch burners for 40. And pitch burners for 40. And pitch burners for 40. And Titans for 50. And Titans for 51. And Titans for 52. And pitch burners for 3. And pitch burner for 60. And pitch burner for 60. And pitch burner for 61. And pitch burners for 62. And pitch burners for 63. Shoulder for and pitch burners for 60. Mohammad Raifa, all-rounder, base price 20.
ಅದಲ್ಲ ಆರ್ಲ
20. Anyone guys? Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20?
Nizam.
And strikers for 20. Thank you, and strikers.
29.
And strikers for 21. And strikers for 22. And strikers for 23. Shoulder for and strikers for 20. Mohammad Saif, all-rounder, base price 20. 20. And superstars for 20. And superstars for 21. And superstars for 22. And superstars for 22. And superstars for 23. Shoulder for and superstars for 20. Base price.
Saif Ali Khan.
ನಂದು ಬಂದು ಬಿಟ್ಟು
Saif 20.
Base price 20. Answer, guys. Answer, Ramesh P. Base price 20. Ramesh P. Remaining teams. Base price 20. Answer. Chetan. Mohammad Raya. Base price 20. Base price 20. Base price 20.
ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಡ
Base price 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Answer. Check. I request all the remaining teams to collect chips. Pick the chips. And challenges. And Titans. I request. Ramesh for and Titans. Ramesh for and Titans. Ryan for and challengers for base price 20. R4, R5. R5.
Ryan for
Guys, please. R5. R5. Guys, please. Make sure.
ಏನ್ ಚಾಲೆಂಜ್ చేస్తారు
ಗೋಲಾನ
ಜವಾದ್ ಐತಲ್ಲ ಜವಾದ್ರದೇಡು ಮುಂದೆ ಎಂಬುಡನ್ನು
Alvaya, batsman, batting straight right hand, base price 20. Base price 20. And challenges for 20. Thank you, and challenges for 20. 20. And challenges for 21. And challenges for 20. And rolls for 30. And rolls for 31. And rolls and challenges for 40. And challenges for 40. And rolls for 50. And challenges for 60. And challenges for 60. And challenges for 61. And challenges for 62. And rolls for 70. And rolls for 70. And rolls for 70. And challenges for 81. And challenges for 82. And challenges for 83. Shoulder for and challenges. For 80. Six over batsman, base price 20. Base And superstars for 20.
Please silent.
And superstar for 21. And superstar for 22. And Rose for 30. And Rose for 30. And superstar for 40. And superstar for 41. And superstar for 40. And Rose for 50. And superstar for 60. And superstar for 61. And superstar for 61. And superstar for 62. And superstar for 63. Solar for and superstars for 60. Salif Molla, batsman, anyone goes for 20. For 20, anyone. For 21, Mansur. Maulana, side, batsman, right hand. Base press 20. Base press 20. Anyone goes, Mansur. Chetana, batsman, batting side right hand, base press 20. Base press 20. And draws for 20. Thank you, and draws. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And draws for 40. And draws for 40. And draws for 41. And draws for 42. And strikers for 50. And strikers for and commandos for 60. And commandos. And commandos. And commandos for 61. And strikers for 70. And strikers for 71. And strikers for 72. And commanders for 80, and strikers for 90, and strikers for 91, and strikers for 92, and strikers for 93. Shoulder for and strikers. Thomas Sahal, batsman, right hand, base press 20. Anyone. Then power hitters for 20, and power hitters, and super teams for 30. And tigers for 40, tiger and tigers for 41. And power stars, and power hitters for 50, and Royals for 60, and Royals for 61, and Royals for 62, and Royals, and for Super Hit, and Super Kings for 70, and Super Kings for 71, and Super Kings for 72, and Super Kings for 2, and Super Kings for 3, Shoulder for and Super Kings for 70. Hariprasad, batsman. Base press 20. Base press 20. Base press 20. Change. Prashant Khan, batsman. Base press 20. Base press 20. Base press 20. Guys, please. Base press 20. Mansur. Mohammad Sabawati, batsman, batting side, right hand. And commanders for 20. And commanders for 20. Anyone? And power hitters for 30, tiger and power hitters, and tigers for 40, and commanders for 50, and power hitters for 60, and commanders for 70, and tigers for 80, and power hitters for 90, and power hitters for 90, and power hitters and commanders for 100, and commanders and power hitters for 110, and power hitters and commanders for 120, and commanders for 121, and pitch bonus for 130. Tiger and pitch bonus. And tigers for 30. And tigers for 130. And pointers for 140. And commanders for 150. And commanders for 151. And commanders for and tigers 160. And tigers 161. And pointers for 170. And pointers for 170. And pointers for and pitch bonus for 180. Tiger and pitch bonus. And pitch bonus 180. And pitch bonus 181, 182, 183. Shoulder for and pitch bonus for 180. Mohammad Noman, batsman. Base press 20. Base press 20. Mansur.
ನಾನೂತಿ 10 ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಜನ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ
Mohammad Noman for 20, and Royals for 20, and Royals for 21, and Titans for 30, and Titans for 31, and Titans for 32, and Titans for 33. Shoulder for and Titans for 30.
ಸರ್ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಬುದ್ಧಿ ಇಲ್ಲದವರನ್ನು ಇದನ್ನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು
Prashant Diyam for 20, and Power Hitters for 21, and Power Hitters for 22, and Power Hitters for 3. Shoulder for and Power Hitters for 20. 20. Hariprasad. Base plus 20, and Royals 20, and Tigers for 20, and Tigers for 20, 30, and Commanders for 40, and Commanders for 40, and Commanders for 41, 42, 43, sold out for Commanders for 40. All are now, base plus 20, anyone, and Royals, anyone, and Royals. Base plus 20. Unsold. Enrollers, side is sold out for enrollers for 20. Base plus 20. Side.
ಮೌಲಾನಾ
Side full batsman. Base plus 20.
ಮಂಜರ ಮರಿ ಸಾರ್ಲೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ
R5. R6. Yes. R6.
ನಾವು ಮಾತನಾಡುದಿಲ್ಲ ಮುಗೀತು ನೀ ಪೋಲ ನೀ ಮುಸ್ಲಿಂ ಓಲ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ನಾನ್ ಇಂಗ್ಲೀಷ್ ನೋ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕಾಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡಪ್ಪ ನನಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರ ಲೋಕಲ್ಗೆ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ಮುದ್ದು
SD Damdit, all-rounder for 20. For 20. 20. Base plus 20. Base plus 20. And pointers 20. Unsold. 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 Maxi, the all-rounder, base plus 20. 20. 20. Unsold. Right side 20. 20. Unsold. And Superstar for 20. And Superstar for 21. And Superstar for 22. And Superstar for 23. Guys, before this line goes, you have to say, okay, pitch. Don't say after this line change. Okay. Ritish for 20. And Torontus for 20. And Royals for 30. And Royals for 30. And Torontus for 40. And Royals for 50. And Royals for 51. And Royals for 52. And Torontus for 60. And Tigers for 70. And Tigers for 70. And Tigers for 71. And Tigers for 72. And Torontus for 80. And Commanders for 90. And Commanders for 90. And Commanders for 91. And Titans for 100. Titans for 100. 101. And Titans for 102. And Titans for 100. And Titans for 110. And Titans for 110. 1. And Power Hitters for. And Titans for 120. And Titans for 120. 1. And Titans for 122. And Titans for 123. Solar for and Titans for 120. Abhishek MS all-rounder. Base plus 20. Base plus 20. Anyone? And Royals for 20. And Challengers for 30. And Strikers for 40. And Challenger for 50. And Strikers for 60. And Challenger for 70. And Strikers for 80. And Royals for 90. And Strikers for 100. And Strikers for 100. And Strikers for 101. And Royals for 110. And Torontus for 120. And Royals for 130. And Strikers for 140. And Royals for 150. And Strikers for 160. And Royals for 170. And Strikers for 180. And Royals for 190. And Strikers for 200. 200. 200 for and Strikers 1. 200 for and Power Hitters for 210. And Strikers for 220. 220. 220 for and Strikers 1. 220 for and Strikers 2. 2 and Strikers for 223. Solo.
ಫರನ್ ಲೈಫ್ ಸ್ಟಕ್ ಐತಿ
Mohit. base plus 20. Base plus 20. 20. And tigers for 20. And challenges for 30. And challenges for 30. And super kings for 40. And Brisbaners for 50. And tigers for 60. And royals for 70. And royals for 70. And royals for 71. And royals for 72. And pointers for 80. And super kings for 90. And commanders for 100. And tigers for 110. And tigers for 110. And tigers and commanders for 120. And royals for 120. And pointers for 130. And pointers for 130. And super kings for 140. And commanders for 150. And tigers 300. And tigers 300. And tigers for 301. And commanders for 310. And tigers for 320. And tigers for 321. And commanders for 330. And commanders for 330. And commanders for 330. And commanders for 331. And super eaters for. And super kings for 340. And super kings for 341. And commanders for 350. 350. And tigers for 360. And super kings for 370. 370. 370 for and super kings 1. 370 and super kings 3 and tigers for 360. 360. 360. 360 for and tigers 1. And commander for 370. 370 for and commander and tigers for 380. And tigers for 381. And 382. And tigers for 389. Solar for and tigers for 389. Harshit, all over. Best 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. Harshit.
ఇక్కడ నంగా మేల్
Ismail, all over. Best 20. Best 20. 20. Anyone 20. Answer. And draws for 20. And draws for 20. And draws for 21. And draws for 22. And draws for 23. Answer. Solar for and draws. Abdul Mois. Base plus 20. Base plus 20. Base plus 20. Anyone? Answer. All on that. Base plus 20. And pointers for 20. And commanders for 30. And commanders for and pointers for 40. And commanders for 50. And pointers for 60. And commanders for 70. And pointers for 80. And commanders for 90. And commanders for 91. And commanders for 92. And pointers for 100. And commanders for 110. And commanders for 110. And commanders for 110. And pointers for 120. And commanders for 130. And commanders 131. And commanders 1 and pointers for 130. And pointers for and commanders 140. And commanders 140. And commanders for 140. And pointers 150. And commanders for 160. And commanders 161. And commanders 162. And pointers for 170. And commanders for 180. And commanders for 181. And commanders for 182. And commanders for 183. Solar for and commanders.
ಅವನು ಸುಸ್ತಾಯ್ತು ಕೊಟ್ಲ ಫರಾನ್
Answer Abdul Mois for 20. And super kings for 21. And super kings for 22. And super kings for 23. Solar for and super kings for 20.
ಅವನು ಜ್ಯೂಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ಕೂರ್ಲ
Answer yes. Base plus 20. Anyone? And Brisbaners for 20. Thank you. And Brisbaners. And Brisbaners for 20. And Torrenters for 30. And Torrenters for 21. And Torrenters. And Challengers. And Torrenters for 20. And Torrenters for 30. And Torrenters for 31. And Torrenters for 32. 30. And Torrenters for 30. And challenges for 40. Empowered test for 40. Empowered test for 41. Empowered test for 42. Empowered test for 43. Shoulder for empowered test for 40.
ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ
Motion for 20. Motion for 20. For 20. Unsolved. And this one for 20. Sorry. And this one for 21. 22. 23. Shoulder for and this one for 20. Yes, the that means 20. Base press 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20?
ಮೋಕ್ಷ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಏನು ಪಿಚ್ ಬರ್ನ ಏನು ಪಿಚ್ ಬರ್ನ 20ಗೆ
ಶೀತ ಕೊಡ್ಕೊಂಡ
ನಿನ್ನಿಂದ ಬಂದಲ್ಲಿ ಇನ್ನು ಸ್ಲೈಡಿಂದ ಇದು ಚೆನ್ನಾಗರವ ಎಲ್ಲ
ಅವನು ಶೀತ ಸೈ ಬ್ರೇಕ್ 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 ಯಾಸಿದ್
నిజం కాకు దన్వి తోండి ఏం ఛాలెంజెస్
Use for D, all-rounder, base press 20. Base press 20. Base press 20. Anyone? Anyone from 20? Answer. Answer.
దగ్గర
నైపల్ సార్
Ifan Maru. 20. And someone thinks for 20. And someone thinks for 21. And someone thinks for 22. And someone thinks for 23. Shoulder for and someone thinks for. Superstar for 20. Superstar.
siap.
And superstar for 20. Shoulder. Moise Sharif. Base press 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? I'm sorry. 1 week. Base press 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? 1 week.
ರಾಫಿ 6 ಗಂಟೆ
Mohammed Nawaz for 20. Mohammed Nawaz for 20.
ಹೋಯ್ತು
And someone thinks for 20. And someone thinks for 20. And someone thinks for 21. And Empowered us for 30. Empowered us for 30. And someone thinks for 40. And someone thinks for 40. 40. And commanders for 50. Commanders for 50. And pitch burners for 60. 60. 60 for pitch burners. And pitch burners 1. And pitch burners for 62. And pitch burners for 63. Shoulder for and pitch burners.
pitch ನೋಡ್ತಟ
60 ಅಲ್ಲೇ
Mohammed Rafi. Base price 20. And Super Kings for 20. And commanders for 30. And Super Kings for. And strikers for 40. And Super Kings for 50. And commanders 60. And commanders 60. And Super Kings for 70. And commanders 80. And power hectors for 90. And power hectors for 90. And Super Kings for 100. And Royals for 110. Commanders for 120. 120. And Super Kings for 130. And Super Kings for 30. And Super Kings for 130. And Royals for 140. And Commanders 150. And Super Kings 160. 160. 161. 162. 163. Servant for and Super Kings for 160. 164. 164 and Super Kings. Mohammed Farish, base price 20. 20. Base price.
ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ವ್ಯಾಪಾರ ಒಂದು ಮೊಂಡೆ ತಂದಲ್ಲ ತಂದಲ್ಲ
Mohammed Farish for 20. Mohammed Farish for 20. Anyone? Guys, anyone? And please partners. And Tigers. Mohammed Farish for 20. And Tigers. Mohammed Dawsi 20. Base price 20.
ಬಸ್ ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್
ಏ ಸೈಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಔಟ್ ಸೈಡ್ ಔಟ್
And challenges for 20. And challenges for 21. And challenges for 22. And challenges for 23.
Yes, 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 yes.
And challenge for 20.
1 second, give me.
Antagonist for 30. Antagonist for 30. Antagonist for 31. Antagonist for 32. Antagonist for 33. Sold for. And challenges for 40. And challenges for 40. And challenges for 41. And challenges for 42. And challenges for 43. Salman Pasha for 20. For 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20?
ತಪ್ಪಿಟ್ಟು ಹಿಡ್ಕೊಂಡು
Ali Shiham. Shiham. Ali Shiham for 20. Ali Shiham for 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20?
ನೀ ಅಡಂಗಿ ನಿನ್ನ ಸೋರಾಕಿ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ನಲ್ಲ ಹಾಕಿಟ್ಟು
I'm sorry, players. Ali Shiham. Shiham. Ali Shiham for 20. Ali Shiham for 20. Ali Shiham for 20. I'm sorry. Salman Pasha for 20. Salman Pasha for 20. Ahmad Faris for 20. Ahmad Faris for 20. Antagonist for 21, 22, 23. Sold for Antagonist for 20. Antagonist 20. 1 minute for 20. 1 minute. Anyone for 20.
Rainbow.
Moise Sharif for 20. Moise Sharif for 20. Anyone? Antagonist for 20. Antagonist for 21, 22, 23. Sold for Antagonist 20.
ಇದು ಕೊಡ್ತಿ ನೋಡ್ದವನು ಗೊತ್ತಂಡೆ ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತಿ
Girish Koti for 20. Girish Koti for 20. And strikers for 20. And strikers for 21. And commanders for 30. And commanders for 30. And strikers for 40. And strikers for 41. And strikers for 42. And commanders for 50. And commanders for 51. And commanders 52. And commanders 53. Sold for and commanders for 50.
And commanders 20.
I request all the teams who didn't look in the answer. I request to come here. Fast guys. And strikers. Salman Pasha for Empower Raiders. Manmeet for Royals.
Salman ko?
Slide and 8. R8. R8.
Salman ko?
ಬಸ್ ಇದು ನೀನು ಅಂಡರ್ ಅಜೇಡ್ ಸ್ಪಾನ್ಸರ್ ಇಪ್ಪನ್ ಸ್ಪಾಟಲ್ಲಿ
All icon players. R8. R8. Bowlers. All-rounders. Sorry. R8 all-rounders.
ಬಾಸಿ ತಟ್ಲ ಬಾಸಿತ್ತು ಕೋಪವನ
Surya, all-rounder. Surya for 20. And challenger for 20. And challengers for 20. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 31. And strikers for 32.
ಮೈದೇಕೆ ನೀರು
And strikers for 50. And strikers for 51. And strikers for 52. And strikers for 53. Sold for and strikers for 50. Salim, base price 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Sheikh Mohammed Saha. 20. Base price 20. Anyone for 20? Unsold.
Unsold.
Fazi, Ibrahim Fazi, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? And this minus for 20. Anyone? Anyone? Unsold. After. Base price 20. Base price 20. Anyone? Unsold. Hassan Sai, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? And 17 for 20. And 17 for 21. And 17 for 22. And 17 for 23. So for and 17 for 30. 20. Shaz Ghani. Shaz Ghani for 20. And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 21. And Tigers for 22. And Tigers for 23. Sold for and Tigers for 20.
Tiger ನೋಡ್ತಾ
Sierra, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? And Commodus for 20. And Commodus for 21. And Superstar for 30. And Superstar for 31. And Superstar. And Commodus for 40. And Superstar for 50. And Superstar for 50. And Superstar for 51. And Superstar for 52. And Superstar for 53. Sold it for 50.
Oof.
Base price 20. Empowered test for 20. Empowered test for 21. Empowered test for 22. Empowered test for 3. Sold it for empowered test for 20.
Power hitters.
Razi, all-rounder. Base price 20. Base price 20. Anyone? And piece runners. And commanders for 20. And piece runner for 30. And piece runners for and commanders 40. Commanders 40.
Vignesh etla
Commanders 40. And piece runners 50. And commanders 60. And commanders 60. And piece runners 70. And commanders 80. And piece runners 90. And commanders 100. And commanders 100. And royals. And commanders 100. And commanders 101. And commanders 102. And piece runners 110. And piece runners 110-1, 110-2, 110-3. Sold out for and piece runners. For 110. All the unsold players. After hour. For 20. After hour.
ಮಕ್ಕಳಿಡೆ ಒಂದು ಬಂದಿದೆ ರಿಷಾ
Coordinators.
ರಿಷಾ ಅಪ್ಪಿಡ ಮುಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಪೆದ್ದ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕ್ಯವಲ್ಲ ನೀನು ವಿಘ್ನೇಶ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್
After hour for 20. Unsold.
ನಿಂಗೆ ಬೇಕಿತ್ತ ಅವ್ನು ಬ್ಯಾಟ್ ಹಿಡಿಯಕ್ಕೆ ಬರ
Fazi. Anyone?
ಕೇಕ್ ಇಲ್ಲಲ್ಲ
Commanders 30. And commanders 30. And commanders 31. And commanders 32. And commanders for 33. Sold out for it.
ಎನ್ ಕಮಾಂಡೋಸ್
Commanders for 30. Sheikh Mohammed Sahal. Sahal for 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Unsold. Salid. Salid for 20. 20. Anyone? Unsold.
ಡ್ಯಾನಿ ಡ್ಯಾನಿ
I request remaining high court. Guys, come first. Come first. I got so many chicks.
ವೈರಸ್
And Titans, Aflan. And Royals, Salif. And Royals. Sabat. Sabat 4. And Challenges. And Challenges, Sabat. R9.
നിന്റെ തൈല കേക്കില്ല
సమాచారం
ചെന്നൈ സമയം ഉള്ളൂ ഉണ്ടോ ഞങ്ങൾ അവൻ കേക്കില്ല തയ്ക്കുള്ളൂ
Are they batsmen? Icons and sub-icons.
ലാസ്റ്റ്
ನಾನು పోయాల ఫరాన్
Power command, batsman. Base batsman, anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. That's all. Mohammad Farhan for 20. Mohammad Farhan for 20. Doctor GB. Androids for 20. Androids for 21. 22.
హలో
And strikers for 30. And strikers for Androids for 40. Androids for 40. Androids for 41. Androids for 42. Androids for 43. Sold out for Androids for 40. Sisha batsman, base batsman. Anyone for 20. And this one is for 20. And this one is for 20. 21. And Superstar for 30. And Superstar for 31. And Superstar for 32. And this one is for 40. And this one is for 41. And this one is for 42. And this one is for 43. Sold out for and this one is for 40.
പിച്ചിനോടുത്ത് 40
Game over Adnan for 20. And challenge is for 20. And Power is for 30. And Power is for 30. And challenge is 40. And Command is 50. And Command is 50.
And Command is
And challenge is 60.
And Command is-
And challenge is 60.
Show
And Command is
me
70. And challenge is 80. And challenge is 80. And Command is 90. And challenge is 100. And Command is 110. And challenge is 120. And Command is 130. And challenge is 140. And challenge is Command is for 150. Commodus for 150. And Commodus 150. And Challengers for 160. 160 for Challengers. And Commodus for 170. 170 for Commodus. And Challengers for 180. 181. And Commodus for 190. 190. And Challengers for 200. 200. And Commodus for 210. 210. 210 for Commodus. 210 1.
విఘ్నేష్
And challenges to 20, and challenges to 21, and challenges to 22, and challenges for 223. Sold out for a challenge for 220. Mohammad Shafiq. Base batsman. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. I'm sorry. Rajwal PS. Base batsman. Rajwal. And strikers for 20. And strikers for 21. And strikers for 22. And strikers for 23. Sold out for strikers for 20. Ravi Prakash for 20. Base base 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20. Anyone for 21. I'm sorry. Mohammad Tawfiq. Base base 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20. 20. And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 40. And Tigers for 41. And Tigers for 42. And Tigers for 50. And Tigers 60. And Tigers for 60. And Tigers for 61. And Tigers for 62. And Tigers for 62. And Tigers for 63. And Tigers for 70. And Titans for 71. And Titans for 72. And Titans for 70. And Tigers for 80. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 80. And Tigers for 81. And Tigers for 90. And Tigers for 100. And Tigers for 100. And Tigers for 101. And Tigers for 101. And Tigers for 110. And Tigers for 110 1. 110 2. And Tigers for 120. 121. And Tigers for 122. And Tigers for 120. Sold out for Tigers for 120. Tigers.
నన్ను రెక్కొట్టుకోండా
Tigers for 120. Vishwanath BN. Empowered test for 20. Empowered test for 21. Empowered test for 22. Empowered test for entitles for 30. Entitles for 31. Entitles for 30. Empowered test for 40. Empowered test for 40. For 40. Empowered test for 40. 1. 40 for 2. 40 for 3. Shoulder for empowered test for 40. I got this note.
ವಾಲಿಬಾಲ್
Ravi Prakash, base placement, anyone? Anyone?
ಬಿಟ್ಟಲ್ಲ ಆಪ್ಷನ್
Anyone? And this one is entitles for 21, entitles for 22, entitles 23, sold out for entitles for 20.
ಪ್ರವೀಣ್ ಪ್ರಕಾಶ್
Mohammad Shafi, batsman, base placement, anyone? Anyone for 20?
ಕೀಪ್ ಆಫ್ ದ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್
Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? 20, base placement, I'm sorry. And superstar for 20, Shafi, and superstar for 20, and superstar for 21.
ಅಲ್ಲ ರೆಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಇಡ್ತಾನೆ
A superstar for 22, a superstar for 23, sold out for a superstar for 20.
ಐಡ್ ಐಡ್
Came on. Mohammad Farhan, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Super Kings for 23. Sold out for and Super Kings. For 20. Thank you, and Super Kings. And commanders. I request all the announcements. R10. R10, Icons.
ಆಧಾರ್ ಕಾರ್ಡ್ ಫೋಟೋ
ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಯರ್
ನೋ ಬ್ಯಾಡ್ ಕಮೆಂಟ್ಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್.
Madam Musalli, all rounder, base plus 20. Anyone for 20.
ಔಡ
Anyone for 20. And this runners for 20. And this runners for 21. And God this one. And this runners for 21. 22. And Tigers for 30. Thank you, and Tigers. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers. And this runners for 40. And this runners for 40. And this runners for 41. 42. And this runners for 43. Sold out for and this runners for 40.
N Tigers ಅಲ್ಲ N Tigers.
Ibrahim Nihal. Ibrahim Nihal for 20. Ibrahim Nihal for 20. Anyone guys? For 20. 20. Anyone for 20. Answer. Aman Yusuf. Aman Yusuf. Anyone? And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21, 22, 23. Sold out for and Super Kings for 20. Vishnu Rao. Base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone? Unsold. Yes, Gautam. Base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? And Royce for 20. And Royce for 21. And challenges for 30. And challenges. And Royce for 40. And Royce for 40. And challenges 50. And Royce 60. And challenges 60. and Raw is 70. The challenge is 80. And Raw is 90. And Raw is 90. The challenge is 100. The challenge is 101. The challenge is 102. The challenge is and Raw is 110. And Tigers 120. And Commandos 130. And Commandos 130. And Commandos 131. And Commandos 132. And Titans for 140. Thank you, and Titans. And Titans for 140. And Titans for 140. And Raw is 150. And Raw is for 150. And Raw is for 151. And Raw is for 150. And Titans for 60. And Raw is 170. And Raw is 170. And Raw is for 171. And Superstar for 180. And Superstar for 180. And Titans for 180. 190. And Titans for 190. And Raw is for 200. Thank you, and Raw is for 200. And Raw is for 201. And Raw is for 202. And Superstar for 210. And Superstar for 210. And Superstar for 210. 1. And Raw is 220. And Raw is for 220. And Superstar for 230. And Raw is 240. And Superstar for 50. 250. And Superstar 251. And Superstar 252. And Raw is 260. And Superstar is 270. And Superstar 271. And Raw is 270. And Raw is 271. And Raw is 272. And Superstar 280. And Superstar 281. And Superstar 282. And Superstar 283. Sold out for Superstar for 280. One runs for base price 20. Anyone? And Raw is for 20. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 30. And strikers for 31. And Raw is for 40. And strikers 50. And strikers 50. And Raw is 60. And strikers 60. 70 for Royals. 80 for strikers. Strikers. 80. 80 for strikers. 80 for strikers 1. 80 for 2. 80 for 3. Sold out for strikers for 80. Sumanti. Base price 20. Anyone? And Royals for 21. And Commandos for 20. Sumandi. 30. And Tigers for 40. And Tigers for and Challengers 50. And Royals 60. And Commandos 70. And Challengers 80. And Royals 90. And Commandos 100. And Commandos 100. And Challengers 110. And Royals 120. And Commandos 110. And Royals 140. And Challengers 150. And Royals 140. And Royals 140. And Commandos 150. And Commandos 150. And Royals 160. And Commandos 170. And Commandos 171. And Royals 180. 184. Commandos for 190. And Royals for 200. Thank you, and Royals for 200. And Royals for 201. And Royals for 202. And Titans 210. Thank you, and Titans. 210 for 224. And Royals. And Royals for 220. And Commandos 230. And Commandos for 230. 1. And Commandos for 230. 2. And Royals for 240. And Titans 250. And Tigers for 251. And Tigers 252. And Tigers 253. Sold out for and Tigers for 250. So Kesha, 20. Base plus 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? And so about 20. Base plus 20. Anyone? Answer. Tulsidas Desai, base plus 20. Empowered plus for 20. Empowered plus for 21. 22. 23 sold out. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 31. And Tigers. Empowered plus for 40. And Tigers for 50. And Tigers for 50. Empowered plus for 60. And Tigers for 70. And Tigers for 71. And Tigers for 72. And Tigers. And Power for 80. And Tigers for 90. And Tigers for 91. And Power for 100. And Power for 100. And Tigers for Antagonist for 120. Antagonist for 120. Antagonist for 120. About this for 130. About this for 130. Antagonist for 140. About this for 150. About this for and commanders for 160. And commanders antagonist for 170. Antagonist for 171. Apparatus for 180. 180 for apparatus 180. Antagonist for 190. Antagonist for 191. 192.
ಇದು ಎಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ
Apparatus for
ಇದೊಂದು
200.
ಜರ್ಜಿ ಬುಕ್ ವೈಸ್ ಕವರ್
200 for apparatus. Antagonist for 210. 210. 210 apparatus for 220.
ಕಲ್ಚಿ ಕಾಟೊಂದು ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ಕೋತೀವಿ
220 for apparatus. Apparatus for 220. One. Apparatus for 220. 230 for antagonist. Antagonist.
ನಾನು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಇಯರ್ ವಾಲಿಬಾಲ್
230 for antagonist. 230 antagonist. Apparatus for apparatus for 220.
अभी से
230.
पॉइंट से लेंगे
Sold out. Apparatus for 3. Sold out for apparatus for 3. 230.
230. How much?
230 ले
230. And power hitter.
நீ ஏதோ ஒரு நல்ல பிளேயர் ರೇಟ್
Ashik Yuva. Base price 20. And commanders
ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್
21.
ವೆಸ್ಟ್ ಹಾಕೊಂಡು ಎಲ್ಲ ಖರ್ಚಾಗಿ
And challenges 20, 30. And royals 40. And challenges 50. And commanders 60. And challenges 70. And royals 80. And commanders for 90. And royals 200. And challenges. And royals for 100. And commanders 110. And challenges 120. And royals 130. And commanders 140. And royals 150. And commanders for 160. And commanders for 160. And royals 170. 170. And commanders for 180. Royals 180. Commanders 180. Royals 180. Royals for 181. And Royals for and commanders 200. And Royals 210. And Royals for 210 and Royals for 210 2. And Royals for 210 3. Sold out for and Royals for 210. I request all the accounts to see unsold players. 3 players are left.
பிடிக்கிறேன் 210 and royals
So yes, yes plus 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. Unsold. And challenges for 20. And challenges for 20. And challenges for 20. And challenges for 21. 22. 23. Sold out for challenges for 20.
నాకు
Visnura for 20. Anyone for 20. And commanders for 21. And commanders for 22. And commanders for 23. Sold out for and commanders for 20. Ibrahim Nihal for 20. Anyone? And Tigers. And Tigers for Ibrahim.
No, Tiger. No. Tigers. Oxen. Oxen.
Second.
Pepsi ले लेंगे. Pepsi होने.
Safer. Sukesh and challenges.
ये इधर टीवी Aerosin.
ನೋಡಲ್ಲ ಆರು ಕೃಷ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಣ್ಣ
നമ്മളെ ബിലാലിക്ക കളിക്കുന്നുണ്ട്.
എൻ്റെ അബ്ബ പടി പാട്ട്
അവനോട് തെച്ചിട്ടില്ല ഫറാൻ
All the accounts, please concentrate.
റൈഫാൻ പബ്സ് ഒരു ചായ
അങ്ങോട്ട് പോയി
Mohammad Safwan for 20. Mohammad Safwan for 21. Mohammad Safwan. Unsold. Change. Afan Tasha for 20. For 20. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Super Kings for 23. Sold out for Super Kings for 20. Out.
മുഹമ്മദ് അൽഫാസ്
Mohammad Alfaz for 20. Mohammad Alfaz for 20.
ഓക്കെ ആർക്കല്ലോ എടുത്ത
Mohammad Alfaz for 20. Anyone for 20. Coordinators, please maintain.
Please silence.
Alfaz for 20. Alfaz. I'm sorry. Gagan Shinde, 20. Anyone? And Commodus 20. And Strikers 30. And Commodus 40. And Tigers. And Tigers. And Tigers for 50. And Strikers 60. And Commodus 70. And Commodus 71. And Tigers. And Tigers for 80. And Commodus 90. And Commodus for 91. And Tigers 100. And Tigers 100. And Commodus 110. And Commodus for 110 1. 110 2. And Commodus for 110 3. Sold out for and Commodus for 110.
കമാൻഡോസ്
Base plus 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Sanjay for 20. Anyone? Anyone? And Lawrence for 20. And Challenger for 30. And Challenger for 31. And Strikers for 40. And Royals 50. And Commodus 80. And Royals for 80. And Royals for 80. And Royals for 81. And Royals for 82. And Strikers for 90. 150 for and Royals. Tiger Royals for 150. 150 for and Royals 1. 150 for 2. 150 for 2. 150 for 3. Total for and Royals for 150.
And Royals.
Rafal, all order. Base plus 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. Unsold. Faisal Kalandar. Anyone? Base plus 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. And Miss Runners. Base plus 20. Unsold.
സ്പോൺസർ വേണമെങ്കിൽ കൊണ്ടെടുക്കും സ്പോൺസർ
Mohammad Zaid. Base plus 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone? And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 21. And Tigers for 22. And Tigers for 23. Sold for. And Tigers for 20. Mohammad Mashu. All order. Base price 20. Anyone for 20. And Bismarck for 20. And Bismarck for 21. And Bismarck for 22. 23. Sold for. And Bismarck for 20.
എന്നാ ആകാശ് പിച്ച് ബോണസ് അല്ല പിച്ച് ബോണസ്
All the unsold.
പ്രണീത്
Mohammad Zaid.
പ്രണീത്
5.
Unsold. Why is unsold?
Faisal Kalandar for 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone? Anyone for 20? Mohammed Saeed. Rafan for 20. Anyone for 20?
Done.
Khalil for 20. Anyone for 20? Strikers for 21. Strikers for 22. 23 soldiers for strikers for 20. I request all the icons to please come. Alphas for 20. For 20, anyone? Answer. I request the remaining icons.
എല്ലാവരുടെ സമയവും നമ്മളുടെ കളിക്കുക
For entitles for 21, and challenges for 30, and challenges for 31, and challenges for 32, and challenges for 30. Sold out for a challenger for 30. I request all the remaining icons to come. First. Answers for 10 pointers. Superstars. Rafan for superstar. Faisal for entitles. I request all the icons to send.
ಆರ್ಗೆ ಸರ್ ಜವದ್
R13, I request all the icons to
పెద్దర దగ్గరికి
நானே எடுக்கிறேன்
അൺസോൾഡ്
Mohammad Danish, batsman. Base plus 20. And Super Kings for 20. And Super Kings for 21. And Super Kings for 22. And Superstar for 30. And Superstar for 30. And Superstar for 30. And Super Kings for 40. And Super Kings and Commanders for 50. And Commanders and Super Kings for 60. And Super Kings for 60. And Super Kings for 61.
എടുക്കണ്ടല്ലോ വേസ്റ്റ്ലാ
And Super and Superstar for 70. And Super Kings for 80. And Super Kings for 80. 80 for 1.
നിന്റെ വൈസ് ക്യാപ്റ്റൻ ആണ്
80 for 2.
പോയിന്റ് വേസ്റ്റ് ആക്കിയല്ലോ
Solar for and Super Kings for 80.
പോയിന്റ് വേസ്റ്റ് ആക്കിയ
Base price 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20.
Mohammed, I am David.
Base price 20. Anyone for 20. Syed Shahzad. Base price 20. Anyone for 20. Sheikh Muhammad Ayan. Base price 20. Anyone for 20.
ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಸಬ್ ದಿನ ಇருக்கு
Gurunandan
5 ರೋಸ್ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ
Gurunandan MD. Base price 20. Anyone? Nandan Gowda. Base price 20. Anyone? And Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 21. And Tigers and Royals for 30. And Bismarckers 40. And Bismarckers for 40. And Commanders for 60. And Bismarckers for 70. And this one is and commanders for 80. And commanders for 81. And challenge
Points waste again.
and challenge is for
Their own point.
and this one is 120. And this one is for 120. 121. 122. Challenge is for 130. And this one is for 141. 142. And superstar for 150. 150 for and superstar 1. And superstar for 2. And this one is for 160. 160 for and this one is and superstar for 170. 170 for one superstar. And superstar for 171. 172. 173. Solar for and superstar for 170.
സൂപ്പർ അല്ലേ
Superstar. Mohammad Faisal, base space 20. Anyone for 20.
Read our video.
Anyone. And Tigers.
Anyone thinking?
Abhishek King. Base space 20. Anyone. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 21. Anyone. Strikers for 20. The strikers for 21. The strikers for 22. The strikers for 23. Solar for the strikers for 20.
Say silent.
Roshan Kumar. Base space 20. And commanders for 20. And commanders for 30. And commanders for 31. And commanders for 32. And challengers for 40. And commanders 50. And challengers 60. And commanders 70. And challengers 90. And commanders 90. And challengers 100. 100. And challengers 100. And challengers 101. 102. And commanders for 110. 110 for and commanders for 110. 1. The commanders for 110-2, 110-3 for solar for it. Commanders for 110.
And commanders 110.
All the remaining solar players. Mohammad Faisal for base space 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone. And Ross for 20. And this one was for 30. And this one was for 31. 32, 33, solar for it. This one was for 30. Gurnam the MD, base plus 20, and Tigers for 20. And Tigers for 21, 22, 23, solar for and Tigers for 20.
And Tigers for 20.
Sheikh Mohammed Ahaya for 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. And challenges for 20. And challenges for 21, 22, 23, solar for and challenges for 20. Mohammed Shazam for 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. And Ross for 20. And Ross for 21. And Ross for 22. And Ross for 23, solar for and
ಕರೀತೆ ಅವಾಗ ಈಚೆ ನೋಡಿ ಹೇಳಿ
and Kanish. And power test for 20. And power test for 21. And power test for 22. 23 solar.
ಚಂದ ಬರ್ಲಿ
and power
ಚಂದ
test
ಬರ್ಲಿ
ಸರ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ನಗಿರಿ ಸರ್
ನಗಡಿ ಅಬ್ಬಾ
Base by 20. And Tigers.
ಟೈಗರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ
ಟೈಗರ್ಸ್ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ಲ ಟೈಗರ್ಸ್ ಮುಂದೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ ಎಲ್ಲ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ರು
ಎಡಾ ಎನ್ ಪವರ್
ಇದಕ್ಕೆ ಮುನ್ನೊಂದು ರೌಂಡ್ ಲಾರ್ ಇರ್ತಿದ್ಲಕ್ಕೆ ನಾ ಇರ್ತೀರ ಗುರುನಂದ ಇದೊಂದು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ರಾ ಆ ಸ್ಲೈಡ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಅದು
ಸಮಯ್ತಾ
ರೌಂಡ್ 14 ಪೇಪರ್
ಲಾಸ್ಟ್ ರೌಂಡ್
11 ರೌಂಡ್ ಬಾಕಿ
I'll Rafi for 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Answer. Amis, Sarkawas. For 41, 42, 43. Sold out for strikers for 40. Sarthak, bowler. Base 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? And superstar for 20. 20 for 1, 20 for 2, 20 for 3. Sold out for superstar for 20. Just once. Base 20. Anyone? And Tigers for 20. And Royals for 30. And Royals for 31, 30. And Tigers for 40. And Royals for 50. And Royals for 51. And Tigers for 60. And Tigers for 61. And Royals for 70. And Royals for 70. And Royals for 70. And Tigers. And Tigers for 80. And Tigers and Royals for 90. And Royals for and Tigers for 100. And Tigers and Royals for 110. And Royals for 110. And Royals for 110 and Tigers 120. And Royals for 130. And Royals for 131. And Royals for 30. 132. 133. And sold out for Royals for 130.
Royal 130. Royal 130. 30.
Royals 130. Sold out. Mohammad Farish, base 20. Anyone for 20. And Chris Burners for 20. And Chris Burners. And Chris Burners for 20. 21. And Superstar for 30. And Superstar. And Chris Burners for 40. And Super Kings for 50. And Super Kings. And Chris Burners for 60. And Chris Burners for 60. And Super Kings. And Super Kings for 60. And Chris Burners for 70. And Super Kings 80. And Super Kings. And Chris Burners for 80. And Super Kings 90. Chris Burners 100. Super Kings 110. 110. And Super Kings for 110. 1. And Chris Burners 120. 120. And Super Kings for 130. 130. And Chris Burners for 140. And Super Kings for 150. 151. 152. And Super Kings for and Chris Burners 150. 160. 160 for and Super Kings. 160 for and Chris Burners for 170. 171. 172. 172. 173. Sold out for and Chris Burners for 170.
Pitch burners.
Pitch burners, no. One more.
Zero. 170
You can take up to 150. 150 only. 150. 150.
Sold out for and Super Kings for 160.
Wait.
Aita Basit.
160.
And Super Kings for 160.
Give that. Wait.
ನಾನು ಚಂದ್ರ ಬಾಸಿತ್
ಅಯ್ಯೋ 20 ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕು ಅವರು.
ಇವರಿಗೆ 140 ಗೆ ಸಿಗ್ತದೆ.
For 140. For 140 for and Super Kings. 140 for and Super Kings.
నీ ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಚೋಲ ಬಾಸಿದೆ.
140.
ಬಾಸಿದೆ. ಬ್ಯಾಂಡ್ ಚೋಲ. ಅವ್ನು ಕೊಡು.
150 you can take.
150 ಆಗ್ತದೆ sir.
Maximum 150. Next round no auction. I mean only 20.
150 ಉಂಟಾ?
ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು 20 ಉಳಿಸ್ಕೋಬೇಕಂತ.
out
150.
And Chris Burners for 150.
150 over.
ಬಾಸಿತ್
150 and Chris Burners.
1 2 3
Over.
And Chris Burners for
2 3.
2 3. Expertness for
150 ಚೆಕ್ ದಿ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ನೋಡ್ಬೇಕು 20 ಇರಬೇಕು
Mohammad Farish. Mohammad Sinan. Sinan for 20. Anyone for 20? Anyone? Challengers for 20. Challengers for 20.
on the state
Challenges for 20. 1, 22, 23. Shoulder for a challenge for 20. Jason Mam, batsman. Best place 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? I'm sorry. Sridhar. Best place 20. Anyone? And Tigers for 21. And Tigers for 22. And Commanders for 20.
Sinan form.
And Commanders. And Tigers for 40.
R14 ഫോമേ ഇല്ല
And Commanders for 20.
R14 ഫോം കാണുന്നില്ല
ആളോട് ഫോം
And
കാണുന്നില്ല
Commanders for 70. And
ഫറാന്റെ ഒക്കെ ചോദിച്ചു
And Commanders 90. And Super Kings 100. And Commanders 110. And Super Kings 120. And Super Kings 120. 122, 123. Sold for and Super Kings for 120. Dixit Gowda, base price 20. And Pointers for 20. And Pointers for 21. And Pointers for 22. And Tigers for 130. And Tigers for 30. And Tigers for 31. And Tigers for 32. And Tigers for 32. And Tigers for 33. Sold for and Tigers for 33. Mohammad Tauri, base price 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? 20. Anyone? Answer.
ഇന്ന് പോയിട്ടുണ്ടോ
Answer. Answer. New Jayasima, base price 20. And Pointers for 21, 22. And Commanders for 30. And Commanders for 31. And Commanders for 32. And Commanders for 33. Sold for and Commanders for 30. Arish Rafi for 20. Anyone? Anyone for 20? Anyone for 20? Answer. And Pointers for 20. And Pointers for 20. Arish Rafi. Arish Rafi. For and Pointers for 20. Towel for and Titans.
Right, Barera.
Last round, guys, please.
Mohammad Abidar. Safe. Nishit Gowda.
And Super Kings.
ರಾಯಿಲ್ ಅಂತ ಇತ್ತು ಅದು
Okay, next. Sridhar.
Sridhar.
Sridhar Andro.
Sridhar.
Keep the camera open. Fast, fast.
I request all the icons, please concentrate, please. Last.
Jayasima. Sinan. Mohammad Farish. Jaswant Enwals. Jaswant Enwals. Royals. Put it. Page 1. Sarthak. Amir Sarkos. Amir.
ನೀನು ನಂದೆಂದು ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಅದ್ರ ಪೈಸೆ ಹೊಡ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ ಹೋಯ ಕಲ್ಕಿವ
ಆಸಿಫ್
Last round, guys, icons.
Last round.
ಸೈಡ್ ಸೈಡ್
And Super Kings, you have a chance. Next show that Sumuk is replaced by Munit, okay? Munit is there. Munit Shetty.
ಏಮನ್
AML Munit finally. Munita Shetty. Munita
ಶಾರ್ಟ್ಸ್
I request all the records, please.
ಐಕಾನ್ ಬ್ಯಾಕ್ ಟು ದಿ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್ ಆಫೀಸಿ
Mohammad Farzan for 20. Mohammad Farzan for 20. Anyone? And this one is for 20. And this one is for 20.
ಜಾಸರ್ ಕರೀತ
And this one is for 20. And this one is for 20. And this one is for 21. Mohammad Bilal.
मैं തീർത്തിട്ടേ പോവാണ്
Mohammad Farzan. And this one is for 20. And this one is for, please settle down. And this one is for 20. 1, 22, 23. Sold out for, and this one is for 20. Maruti Kamble. Maruti Kamble for 20. Anyone for 20. Anyone for 20. 24. Unsold. Chaitanya. Anyone? Chetan. Chetan for 20. 20. Chetan for 20.
ದೈಗುರು ಐತಿಲ್ಲ
Empowertest Chetan for 20. Dilip K for 20. Empowertest for 21, 22, 23. Sold out for Empowertest for 20. Raghavendra you. The challenge is for 20. The challenge is for 21, 22, 23. Sold out for challenge for 20. Hemachandra. Base price 20. And commanders for 20. And commanders for 20. 21, 22, 23. Sold out for commanders for 20. Mohammad Sinan. Mohammad Sinan for 20. Mohammad Sinan for 20. Anyone for 20. Unsold. Bonita. Strikers. Strikers for 20. Strikers for 21, 22, 23. Solo for strikers for 20. Summit for 20. Tigers for 20. Tigers for 21, 22, 23. Solo for Tiger for 20.
Tigers. Samit.
Mohammad Bilal for Tigers. Super Kings for 30. Super Kings for 30. Super Kings for 31, 32, 33.
And Super Kings.
Superstar for 40. Super Kings for 50. Superstar for 60. Super Kings for 70. Super Kings star for 80. Super Kings 90. Super Kings 240. Super Kings. Thank you, Super Kings for 240. 1, 2, 3. Solo for Super Kings for 240. All the unsold players. Momasina for 20. Superstar for 21, 22, 23. Solo for Superstar for 20. Hemachandra. Chaitanya. Anyone for 20. And Titans for 20. And Titans for 21, 2, 3. Solo for Titans for 20. And Titans. Chetan. I request all these items as well as mobile phones, please stay back. There is a food ticket also. I request everyone to stay back.
Sure. Hey, Dila.
Annoyance.
Bro, please come.
ನೋ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ನಾ ಕಟ್ಟಾಗಿದೆ ರೀ
All the icons, and tigers, and big burners, and commandos, and super kings, and superstars, and challengers, and strikers, and royals, and characters.
ಮೊಬೈಲ್
ಮಂಜೆ ಬಿ ಮಾರುತಿ ಪೌಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಲೈವ್ ಪೌಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಅವಲ್ಲ ಅವನು ಬಿರಿಯಾನಿ ಪೌಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಪೌಸ್ ಹಾಕ್ರಿ ಲೈ ಮೈ ಇನ್ನು ಹಾಕಿ ನೋಡಿ ಕೇ ಮೈ ಹಾಕಿ ನೀನು ಹಾಕೊಳಕ್ಕೆ ನೈಮ್ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಇದೊಂದು ಅದಕ್ಕಲ್ಲ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಎದುರು
ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಬರಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ಗೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡಿಗೆ ಸ್ಕೋರ್ ಬೋರ್ಡ್ ಬೇಡವಾ ಸಾಕು ಬಂದ